Hey guys, Anthony here. It's Saturday night. It's July 2nd, 2016. And I wanted to make a video tonight on some of the items I've been working on since yesterday, Friday. I was going to make a few videos on comments that I had regarding the governor in California passing some draconian, or trying to pass some draconian gun legislation. I'll leave that for another rant, another video rant. What I've been spending my time on the last day or two is radio communications. I know I've done a video on these BaoFengs BF-888Ss that I got. I picked up 6 of them. I did a video on that. I'm going to show you tonight actually how I program these and what stations or what frequencies are in these radios as of right now. These are pretty cool two-way radios for short distances. Right now I have the FRS bands in there. I deleted what was on the what was from the factory, and so I have the FRS and a few repeaters, local repeaters on here in the 70 centimeter range. So I'll show you in a minute how I did that using the Chirp software, which is widely available to everyone online to download. And that software actually works with my BaoFeng UV 2D ham radio that I've had forever. This radio is my go-to radio each night when I listen to the Southeast Florida traffic net from my balcony. I get it every night, no problem. And I just put this better antenna on it a little over a year ago. This radio works great. And then a friend of mine bought a BaoFeng UV5R. This is the 5R. There's several BaoFengs. UV5RA radio. There you see it there. Excellent little radio. Very nice. I've been messing around with it all weekend. This is just out of the box how it comes. I think they're around 35 bucks. I'm actually looking at purchasing another one, which I'll talk about maybe later in this video. But what I wanted to do with this radio was give him, since he doesn't have a ham radio license, I wanted to give him the same frequencies that I had on my BaoFeng radio, which is this one, and put them on here. And so I'm going to do another video and show you how I did that. There was a channel on YouTube, which I'll give the credit to when I do the video. I'll put his channel up there. And I followed the steps. And basically what I did was I downloaded via Chirp the frequencies from my BaoFeng, and then I exported them to an Excel file. I downloaded whatever frequencies are on this, I erased them, and then I imported the frequencies from, basically copied and pasted the frequencies from the BaoFeng, from the file I saved, into the Chirp software for the BaoFeng, and then I uploaded them to the radio. So these two radios right now have the same frequency. So what that gives me, this is a really important topic. If you have a bunch of ham radios for SHTF, say you had 4 of these, or even you wanted 4 of these at $35 each, you know, most people could afford several of these BaoFengs. You can upload all the same frequencies from, say, your master radio, like I have here, and put them all on the BaoFengs. Even though they're different brands, the Chirp software supports several different types of radios. So that's a good thing. And so what I plan on doing is when I purchase my next batch of BaoFengs, I'm going to have them all on the same frequencies as all my radios. So whoever I give the radios to, I could basically give them a radio band plan, show them what the frequencies are, what they're for, maybe what time of day to go to those frequencies or repeaters. And again, my friend does not have a license yet, but he can certainly tune into the Southeast Florida Traffic Net every night at 6 and listen to the Southeast Florida Traffic Net because it's on here. It's on this radio. In fact, that's the station right at the top there. So all he has to do is know that that station number, whatever that says, 25, I think it is. And each night, keep it programmed to that at 6 o'clock. It's going to pop on. I'll show you in the video that I did. I'll attach it to here, how this works on the Southeast Florida Traffic Net. It worked fine receiving. I haven't tried it transmitting yet. But anyway, let's get back to the BaoFeng BF-888S. I'm going to show you via the Chirp software right now how I did that. So let's switch to that, and we'll show you how I did that on the computer screen. I'll take you step by step. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do first is I'm on my home screen here. I'm going to go to find my Chirp software that I downloaded, and I'll put the link in the description box on where to download the Chirp software. So basically it's here. I'm going to double click it. It's going to open up, and you're going to see a blank screen. Up here it says Chirp, and you're not going to see anything. What I'm going to do is plug in my communications cable into the USB and then into the radio, the BaoFeng BF-888S, the radio that I have the frequencies programmed in. So that's done right now. And I'm going to turn on that radio. And right now you're going to see, if I choose up here, radio, download from radio. So it's going to take the frequencies from the radio that I have programmed and bring it onto the screen. So here we go. And again, COM port 4 is what I use. You're going to choose the name of your radio. There it is, the BF-888. And I'm going to hit OK, and it should bring those frequencies up. Okay, and here they are. What I did was, last night, I programmed, there's 14 FRS, Family Radio Service frequencies. You could get those online. I'll try to put the link in the description box. You could just do a Google search and those will come up. And I basically went in and programmed those into the radio by hand into this radio. So there you see 1 through, I had 1 through 14, but I took out 1, and I'll explain that in a minute. So I have 13 FRS channels in there. So channel 1 on all my BF-888S radios will be the FRS 462.562 frequency. Then, since this radio has 16 channels, these 888Ss have 16 channels for programming, I took 2 local repeaters. One is the 460125, which is Fort Lauderdale CERT, which is like a rescue, a Citizens Emergency Response Team. This is their frequency for emergency. So in an event of an emergency, I live near Fort Lauderdale, I could possibly hear the CERT traffic there. And then on the 15th channel or number, I put the Gold Coast Amateur Radio, which is the UHF version of my traffic net. So 442.200, I put their tone in, and there's their offset and the step. And so I have my traffic net frequency in there, the CERT emergency frequency, and then these frequencies here that I could talk on like a walkie-talkie type setup. So if my wife and I were going out, we could both set to channel 1 and talk back and forth right there. Number 16 I left open for a reason. On these radios, there is a scanning feature. If you go to channel 16 on my radio, and I'll show it to you when I go back live on the camera, the radio scans. So I could set the radio on channel 16 and leave it, and if the traffic net starts, it'll just pop on. It should just pick it up if it receives the signal, and that'll be that. Or if I was scanning for the FRS channels to hear what was going on the FRS service, it would scan those 13, it would scan all 15 channels, and then if it picked up something, it would pick it up. That's a pretty good feature on these, these $13 radios that you have here. I plan on upgrading the antenna as well. Okay, so I downloaded the frequencies that I want from the first radio. So now what I'm going to do is shut that radio off. I'm going to unplug it, which I'm doing now. I'm going to put it aside, and I'm going to put in one of my BaoFengs that don't have those 2 repeater frequencies that I put in. They don't have the new update. So I'm going to plug in the radio to the cable, turn it on, and then just simply go up to radio, and I'm going to say upload this time to the radio. So I want to upload these frequencies and overwrite the frequencies that are already on the radio. And I'm going to choose that. Again, COM 4, BaoFeng BF-888. I'm going to hit OK. And boom. Radio number 3 is done. I shut it off. I unplug it. I pick up radio 4. I plug in the cable. I turn on the radio. And I do the same thing. And that's how I program all 6 of my radios. Upload to radio, COM 4, BaoFeng 888, done. Good. So 4 of my radios right now are programmed with the new repeaters in them. And I have 2 more to do. So that's how you do that. Then what you could do is I could go to File here. I could export this file to an Excel file. You'll see here is a CSV file right here, and I want it on my desktop, which it already is. So I'm going to rename it BaoFeng BF-888S 7-2-16. I'll put new frequencies. I'll hit save. It brings it up. Yes, these are the frequencies. I want to choose all. That's okay. They're all there. And I hit OK. And now that file will be on my desktop. Okay. So that's basically how you use the Chirp software in a nutshell. It's pretty simple. And again, I can pull that Chirp software up as a blank, plug in my Woshin radio, and download the frequencies in that, and show you the same thing. Actually, let me do that. Let's do that. So I'll shut this one down. Choose no. I'll go back to my apps. I'll pull up the Chirp software again. Okay, now I'm going to plug in my Woshin radio, and you'll see the difference now, what comes up from the Woshin. This is my main ham radio. So now I go to, so that radio is plugged in and I turned it on. Same cable, same COM port. I say download from radio. Now what I have to do is, you see here, I have to go in and choose what radios are supported. These are the radios that are supported on the Chirp software. You can see there's plenty. So I go down to Woshin. I choose the model closest to mine, which is the UV1D. Right there. I'm going to hit OK, and now you're going to see the frequencies come up. I get a couple of error things. I don't know why. Anyway, now it's sending the frequencies from this radio to the Chirp software. So then once I have them, if I had another Woshin radio that I had brand new out of the box, I could unplug this radio, plug in my next Woshin radio, and upload all the frequencies. Boom, have them all in. All these, I don't know how many I have here, about 100. No. There's the mostly those are 2 meter there. Then there's 70 centimeters here at the bottom, And then I have, I believe, some weather frequencies down here in channels 103 to 110. 103 to 109 are the weather frequencies. But at any rate, that's as easy as that. That's how easy it is to use the Chirp software. It's supported by many different radios. So that's how you do download from the radio and then upload them to other radios of the same kind. Or, like I'm going to show you in another video, how to do it between brands of radios. So from BaoFeng to Wouxun, and get the same frequencies loaded into both radios, which is a pretty good deal because the BaoFengs are, as low as $35, $30. You can get a dual band radio and upload all your frequencies in there and be up and running, at least listening if you don't have a license on the ham frequencies, local repeaters. So that's a good thing, guys. Any rate, thanks for watching. Let's get back to the video. Okay, this is what the cable looks like that goes into your COM port or your USB port, and then this goes into the radio. On your radios, you have the can't see anything tonight. You've got your port there. This is, I guess, a Kenwood type connector. You'll put them in. Radio's plugged into the USB, plugged into your computer with the right port. Some of these you have to download the drivers. This one I had to download a driver, but you can buy a more expensive cable, which I don't have, that already has the chipset in the cable for the radios, and it make it a lot easier for you. But I did go through last night I spent a while going online, figuring out how to download the drivers for this, figuring out the COM port, which is COM port 4 on my computer, which I wrote on the cable, and I also put a little piece of tape on the COM port so I know which one it is when I come back to load the radios up. So basically what I showed you tonight was on my BaoFeng walkie-talkie radios, the 13 FRS channels that I have in there, and then the 2 repeater, the CERT repeater, and the local amateur radio traffic net repeater. So over the next couple of nights, I'm going to see if those come through on those. At least the traffic net should come through on those radios, and that way I know that the frequency is working correctly. And that's how you'll know when you program the radios.
Channel mode.
I'll put the traffic net video in here and show you when I programmed this. I went outside at 6 o'clock last night and I made sure it worked, and it is working, as you'll see in the video. So I'll give this radio back to him this week, and he has the ability now, if he gets a car mount and mag mount antenna, takes this off and he's driving around in his vehicle, he can monitor the ham frequencies, especially in an emergency, and know what's going on. And so could you. I'm also going to go tomorrow to my cousins who bought a BaoFeng, knows nothing about how to program it. I'm going to take it home here and put the same frequencies on that I did for this one onto his, and he'll have the same ones and she'll have the same ones as I have. And then in the event of a hurricane, a storm, a disaster, or whatever, they'll have the ability to listen in at least, and if it's an emergency, to talk. So that's my video tonight, guys. I know it's long-winded, but I'll make some more on these radios, because these videos actually help me learn how to do all this stuff, because I'm not a techie person. I had a couple hiccups last night with how the software was going. I couldn't find it on my computer. There was all kinds of spent hours here just figuring out what was going on. Got it figured out today, and was able to get the radios programmed, which was my goal. So at near 9 o'clock tonight, Saturday night, I think it was a successful night, and I'm getting some stuff done and preparing for any unforeseen emergencies, and also to have fun monitoring the ham bands and having some fun with the radios. So it's also fun, guys. It's not all serious, the world's coming to an end type stuff. It's also fun to learn about this stuff and good to have, good to practice with. So thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, please feel free to comment, subscribe, like my channel. I'm going to put the links to the Chirp software, and that's basically those links that I put in. I think the Miclor link in particular, you can almost get everything off that link. The driver information, the Chirp software information, questions, reviews, answers. It's a really good, thorough website to check out to get started if you want to do stuff like this. I highly recommend it. And for the price it costs to getting into these radios now, especially the BaoFengs, for like $30, you're in business and you're up and running with that software that you could download for free online. So it's kind of a no-brainer, guys, to be ready, because when something bad does happen, you're actually ready to at least listen in and find out what's going on. Okay? Thanks for watching. Good night. Stay safe this holiday weekend. I know the world's on fire, basically. Our leaders are heads are up their butts, as usual, and they're blaming regular law-abiding citizens for every crime that goes on, and we have to seemingly pay the price and lose our freedoms. And basically that's by design, guys. Remember that. It's by design that we are losing our freedoms. It's not something that just was thought up yesterday. Thanks for watching. Take care. Stay ready. And I'll attach the other videos on here regarding the BaoFeng making contact with the traffic net. Thanks.
Okay, Joey, every night at 6 p.m. I want you to tune in to the station that's programmed into your radio, 146.610. It's station number 2 on your radio. And in a few seconds, you're going to hear it click on live with the Southeast Florida traffic net that happens 7 days a week, 365 days a year at 6 p.m. Gives you all the local updates on what's going on here in South Florida. There it goes.
CQ. Good evening. This is the Southeast Florida Traffic Net calling all amateur radio stations. My call sign is Kilo Juliet 4, Echo Golf November, and my name is Roy. I'm located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I'll be the net control station for this evening. We meet daily at 6 p.m. local time for the purpose of handling formal written traffic, announcing amateur radio events, delivering information on severe weather, providing training for new operators and net control stations, and assisting with emergency communications when needed. This is a direct net, so please follow the instructions of net control. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time?